Hello and welcome to the show. I'm here on Assetto Corsa having a look at a really rather cool mod. Before we get into it though, I'm just going to briefly explain a slight problem that I'm having with this game, which kind of makes it almost unplayable at the moment. Right, we'll go to drive. I am now currently holding my steering wheel about 90 degrees to the left. My steering wheel in front of me. As you can see in the game, it is not 90 degrees to the left. It's much more. And this makes it incredibly hard to drive. I've spent the last 2 hours faffing around and swearing at computers because I can't fix it. No matter what I seem to do, it just will not work properly. And this is very annoying. This is very annoying. I can't get it to work at the moment. I haven't had this problem before. I think it's something that's being worked on. I think one of the later updates has caused a problem somewhere. Because yeah, I've never had this problem before with Assetto Corsa. I don't have this problem on any other driving game. It's just unhappy on here. So if anybody knows of a workaround that can get Fanatic CSR wheels working, please let me know, because I bloody can't. But fortunately, I can get away with this. At this particular track, I can get away with this. And I think I'm going to have to reverse, because I'm not sure there's enough room out here for me to turn around. Right, we shall go forward. This is a very, very cool mod, because it gives me a chance to drive on a sort of track that you don't normally drive on. Yes, this is a Race of Champions mod. I'm not sure which Race of Champions this particular course is from, although they're all pretty damn similar. But look, it's... we're in an arena. I'm driving a Lotus, a Lotus Evora race car in a proper arena-y thing. It's really very cool. Look at it. It's also a tough old challenge for the driving because, well, you barely changed gear around here. You're not. Whoa! We're on 2 wheels. That's upset some of the car there. That's really upset. Car was not happy with that one. Right. Ooh, please slow down. Thank you. Yeah. Ooh, we've not got very much steering. It is incredibly tough driving around here. You might not be going particularly fast at any point. So I don't know how fast. How fast are we going to get over the bridge? That's where we're probably going to get the most speed. Come on, Lotus. How quick are we going to get? 100 kilometers an hour? No, not quite 100 kilometers an hour. You do, shall we say, struggle a little bit around here. Right. Ooh, good God. This is why the steering, I can get away with it, because we're not going particularly quick at any point. If we were to try to deal with high-speed chicanes and so on, it just doesn't work. But around here, because you don't go above 100 kilometers an hour, you can kind of get away with a slightly wonky steering. But it's really cool. Really cool that you get to drive around. Ooh, there's a curb there. I've spun. Never has sort of staying in second gear in a race car ever been quite so. I can't quite do the whole thing in first in this car. I think I was driving a 458, a GT. Are they GT3, 458 in here? Or GT? I can't remember what GT class they are. But I think you get out of first gear maybe once. Around this track, or you can keep it in first if you want. Oh, we're going towards a billboard. Right, floor it across the bridge. Can we get some sweet air time? I don't know. I think we've certainly got a clonk on the landing with the Lotus. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like this mod. I'll put a link in the description. The Lotus is this Lotus Evora race car. It's a fairly sensible thing. I've clonked a wall trying to carry some speed. This is a fairly sensible car. I don't think I haven't watched the last couple of Race of Champions. I don't think they've raced Evora race cars, but this is the kind of thing that you might see. I think they certainly had Audi R8s in this. I'm not sure. Do they have the SLS? I seem to remember they did. I don't know. They definitely had Audi R8s, the LMS ones, again, the proper big-on race cars. And this is difficult to drive around here, I have to say. Or should I say, it's difficult to get speed. I mean, it's not difficult to drive around here, but it's difficult to get any speed out of the car because it is just so narrow. It's an incredibly tough thing to do that you don't necessarily think about. I mean, I'm not sure, as I said, this is a mod, I'm not sure quite how accurate this is. This feels perhaps a tiny bit narrower, but I'm not sure if it is, to be honest. I'm not sure if it is that much narrower than the actual course. because you know what TV cameras are like for basically lying about something, or sort of because of their angles and so on, the perception is a little bit wonky. It's not deliberate lying, it's just the way that it works. Curbs are horrible. The curbs are really bloody horrible. And with being in a race car, visibility isn't great either. Combine that with nasty curbs, and in experience from me, yeah, it's a challenge. It is a challenge. But as I said, the Lotus is kind of sensible a car for doing this. We're going to have a go with something that is, shall we say, not sensible at all. And my not sensible car at all, yes, it is a Lotus. Lotus 98 Turbo, 98T. This is a crazy classic Formula 1 car that I am incredibly scared of. Because if the turbos kick in at the wrong point, we're going into a wall. And we're going to break everything. So, we're going to break the nose cone trying to just get into the arena. Yeah, if the turbos kick in sort of about now-ish, or maybe a little bit later than now-ish, when I'm going a bit faster, we're going straight in a wall. And there is bugger all I can do to to stop the car. Yeah, if it, I mean, I have to be pretty damn careful with this car, if I'm honest. I can't do anything stupid with the throttle. I mean, of course there's good grip in this vehicle. I was slightly worried about the turning circle, but we seem to be okay around here. Please, turbos, be nice, be nice, be nice. Right, all of the speed. Dear God, we've had a wheel over in the gutter somewhere. No, we're not we've not got much turning. Not got much turning there, and this is where this might act like my dodgy steering thing may actually help, just a small bit. It may actually help around here, because I don't have to steer the damn thing as much. Alright, across the jump. Whoa! I don't know if we got any air time. The nose cone isn't going to like me doing that. Isn't going to like me doing that too often, that's for sure. Right, are we going to get Mega Turbo? Nah, I think we're okay. I'm just keeping it in first. First is nice. First is quite safe around here, I'll be honest. And for most of the time, we don't really need a second gear. Right. Okay. It's not quite as terrifying as I thought it might be. In all honesty, it's not quite as terrifying. The problem is there's just not enough space to get up any serious speed here. You just can't go particularly fast. Right. Here we go. The minute you get it into second gear, it wants to go, and there's just nowhere for it to go because there is a great big wall there. Yeah, it's kind of scary, I'll be honest. The Lotus is as terrifying as I expected from it. Yeah, through the corners, it's not quick enough to cause any problem. Ooh, yeah, second gear feels sort of like a warp drive in this car on this track. Just the minute we get into second, we suddenly want to go forwards with all of the speed. There's lots of speed. I'm not going to be... I can't be much braver with this, in all honesty. I daren't be much braver with this, because you're going so fast. It's such an enclosed area. I mean, the track is... it's just about wide enough for the car. It's it just about fits around here. Oh, where are we going? That's okay. We've kind of been a bit scruffy through there, but it's fine. Right, speed. In fact, I think I had it in second gear for most of that lap. Yeah, it kind of worked. It would not... I'm having to be quite careful with the throttle because, well, it's a powerful bloody Formula 1 car. I don't want to be too ridiculous with this. But as I said, you don't have enough time really on the throttle to actually cause problems for this car because you're always jumping off the throttle for the next corner or to get on the brakes. So you'll notice this is not sliding around at all. Even me being stupid, there's just not enough space for it really. To be a silly car. Well, this is, it's not quite as terrifying. I mean, yes, the minute the turbos do get going, it will try and kill you, but it's not actually got enough space, even for this vehicle, it's not got enough space to actually get properly terrifying, because you're just instantly on the brakes for the next corner. Right, we will have one more lap, of the Race of Champions course with the Lotus. Oh, we got a little bit of a lock up there. That's not good. Trying to be careful. Honestly, I am trying my very best to be careful. with this vehicle. I think I've done a pretty good job. I only bumped a wall a couple of times with some cars. I haven't spun out the Formula 1 car either. I'm doing a better job of not trying to kill it on the curbs. Whee! There was definitely some airtime. I got airtime in a Formula 1 car. Fantastic. Okay. Well, there we go. There we did get a slide on. Well, I was trying to be a moron. You can just about, but it's actually, it's so tight and narrow around here that it's actually quite difficult to cause problems for the car because there is just nowhere to to pick up speed. A good fun challenge though. Trying to do quick laps certainly with this car around here. Okay, third vehicle I'm going to have a go with, BMW M3, but this one is in the drift spec, which I'm assuming is going to make this car very, very slidey. I don't know if I have to fiddle about with the setup to make it slidey or whether it will just by default be slidey. Apparently that's damaged the front bumper, me reversing. That's not filling me with confidence. Also, slight problem with the road cars is that the steering thing is even worse now. My 90 degrees is 180 on here. So, it's going to be, I'm going to have to be so unbelievably careful. Something at the front is very low. Can we crawl across there? No? Okay, it's fine. Right, let's go in the BMW. When I go on the brakes, the front plows into the ground. Ooh, yeah. God dear, we need some higher ride height on this car. Oh, that's a curve. That's going to kill the front as well. So yeah, I believe at least that this is supposed to be for sliding around. So I'm going to try and drive it properly, which means that I'm going to have to be very careful on the everything basically to keep this car happy. Right, on to the second lap. It's still, I don't know what is going on with the with the front of this vehicle. Hold on, what is it just that it's too, I don't know why it's unhappy here. I really don't know why it's unhappy. Okay, I think we sat around in second gear. There we go. Okay, well, we got to get some airtime. Okay, airtime over the big jump. Here we go. And oh no, not really. Also, interestingly, when I finished the runs with the Formula 1 car, it was only, I think the fastest lap I did with the Formula 1 car was a 26.8, and the fastest I did with the Evora was a 27.4, 27.5 or something. Whee, there we go. There was a small slide from the BMW. But again, it's a similar thing that I had with this car as I had with the Formula 1, is that because the course is so narrow, and because I'm spending so much time sort of either on brakes or putting very little power down, because you just can't, trying to carry any quarter speed, it's not really that much of an issue. There's only one corner that you carry any half-decent speed through, and that's the first one on the other lap. There we go. It was a small bit unsettled. Wasn't really... not really the massively scary monster to drive that it perhaps could have been around here. Well, you know me, I'm certainly not a drifter, and with a wonky steering wheel and a course that's not particularly wide, yeah, that's not going to change anytime soon. Hey, there we go. There was a little bit of sideways from the BMW. Oh crap, please slow down. Please slow down. There we go. Look at that. Okay, that's not really... Ooh, that's just kind of skidding. I was trying. I was doing my very best. Nah, doesn't really work around here. Ooh, yeah, even me being a real moron with the throttle, and there's just not enough space. There's just... Hey, there we go. Yeah, I have to be a real fool with this car and go against everything my normal racing brain is telling me if I want to get this car to slide. Yeah, it's just... there we go. It's just the way this arena is. It's too narrow. It's too narrow and slow. I wonder if we can... How fast do we get the BMW over the jump? We've got about 100 kilometers an hour out of the Lotus. It's just under 100, I think. I don't trust it quite as much on the brakes as I trusted the Lotus, shall we say. Little slides going on. I think this is a slightly... I don't know if this is based on a real one. The last Race of Champions I watched, there was kind of like a chicane through, like that sweeping corner. Let's say a sweeping corner. That corner that I went through just then and slightly scraped the wall. the one that I watched had a corner like that, but there was a chicane in the middle, because they're always worried about, and normally the bridges have a chicane on as well, because they're always worried about the cars actually getting any speed up in the arena, or certainly with the bridges at least, they're worried about the cars getting airtime and breaking them. I think there was a Ferrari 430 they raced one year that cracked a windscreen going over the bridge, so, or was it that cracked a windscreen in practice? So in the race they put in don't they do two races actually? They have like a Cup of Nations or something, and then the individual one. And in one of them, Ferrari broke its windscreen, so then they put in a chicane on the bridge so the cars couldn't carry any speed over them. Basically, here we go. Yeah, this is also, again, it's just not having enough space to really get up any speed. Quite good fun messing about with this car, I have to say. We're going to get any sideways. There we go. Sort of a little bit of sideways. Throughout the only corner where you get any speed up. It's a narrow track, and again the BMW drift machine just doesn't really have enough space to get up any speed. Hey, there we go. I didn't spin. Didn't spin the car. That's what I'm pleased about. I drove a drift car and I didn't spin it around and have it pointing in the right direction? Wrong direction. That's what I meant. There we go. You know what I'm talking about. I really hope. Okay, I'm gonna have a go with one more car. Shall we go back for something else even sillier, maybe? Who knows? And our final vehicle on the Racer Champions course. Yes, it is a modern-day Formula 1 car, because why not? Let's give this one a go. It's another Lotus. This game likes Lotuses. There's lots of Lotuses to choose from here. Yeah, it's a modern Formula 1 car. Again, I think it could be quite scary, let's be honest. We have a lot of power. I think it's sort of 7. This is the stage 1 version of this car that I decided to use. Careful at the bump. There we go. It's like 750 horsepower or something on this. Whoa! Okay, yeah, it's a little bit scarier than the... let's just try that one again, shall we? That's a little bit more vicious than the... than the bloody... Oh, okay, yes, it did fix the front. Good. A little bit more vicious than the 98, which surprises me, but because them cars were not known for being user-friendly. Oops, a slightly flat spot at the front tyres. There we go. Right, let's be careful this time. No being a moron, I'm not driving a BMW that I can just boot it whenever I want. Yeah, okay, this is not much fun. This is not much fun around here. You've got to be very, very careful, of course, because you're not going particularly quick. Flat spotting the tyres and locking up the front tyres with this car, I think, are going to be very, very easy. Well, maybe not flat spotting, because we're not going to probably be driving for long, but locking them up is going to be quite easy. Ooh, it doesn't have the rear grip of the 98. I will say that much. It's much keener to spin its wheels around. Okay. Whoop. I guess if I could get the 98 turbo to any speed, have turbos actually working. Oh, that hurt. That hurt the front of the poor Formula 1 car. Yes, this won't like the jump at all, will it? I'm going to get a second gear, and then I'm going to get scared and jump on the brakes a little bit through here. There is so much grip in this car, though. You can carry much more speed through that first and second that sequence of corner. I'm not even sure which is the first and second corner on this, because it will depend on what side you start on, I guess. Whoop, and then through here. It's so much nicer to drive than all of the other cars. You've just got to be careful with the power. Then all of the power here, briefly, and then on the brakes. Oh, we've locked front wheel. Turn. There we go. Just about got the steering lock. Just about got the steering lock to get away with it. In this car. Well, this is probably the trickiest of the lot I've had to drive so far. Maybe doesn't surprise me too much. Okay, across the jump now. Let's not break the front end of the car. Oh, no, it breaks the rear end, whatever I do. Turns out Formula 1 cars were not designed to go over bridges. It's funny that, isn't it? Who would have guessed it? And then it's around the first... Look, we're actually carrying some speed briefly, and then I clonked a wall. And I was trying to carry more speed. Hey, that's a bit of a sideways moment. Oh dear, I like the challenge of driving around here. I do. It's something different. It's like you don't see these stadiums in very many games. I mean, I guess... I'm trying to think. Maybe... I mean, you kind of got the races in the Dirt series that go to stadium, but even then they're stadium, or some of them are sort of stadium based, but they're not this sort of incredibly tight stadium. They're not this narrow. So yeah, it's a new challenge trying to get quick laps around here. Certainly with the more powerful cars. Formula 1 car jump. No, not quite. We didn't do any more damage to it though, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, I always like challenges. You should know this by now if you watch plenty of my videos. I like the challenges of driving at slightly different tracks with cars that weren't really meant to drive around it. Always makes things interesting, and yeah, this is a great fun little mod. It looks fantastic as well. It really does look the part. Okay, if you go up close to the people that are lighting the area, they kind of look as if they belong in a Tomb Raider game from the early 90s, but that's fine. You're not going to be looking at people very often because you're driving cars around a track. Oh, we've run out of run out of steering. A little bit there. Oh dear. But yeah, it's a great looking mod. Drives very well. You can actually have up to 4 cars racing around here, which is certainly interesting. It's because this thing's sort of designed for 1v1, but you can get up to 4 cars, which means you can have 2 cars per side. Yeah, that's a bit interesting. I'm not going to bother showing you that because I struggle to actually drive seriously quickly when I've got such a wonky bloody steering thing going on. It's not too bad in this Formula 1 car, I'll be honest, but. Yeah, it's pretty good on the Formula 1 car at the moment. It's still a little bit off though, by a few degrees. Yeah, it's just difficult to drive properly on this game at the moment. But you can show off a little bit and have a bit of fun. Whee! There's a big slide. From a Formula 1 car. There will be a link to this mod in the description, so if you have this game and want to give it a go, I recommend you do. I recommend you give this a try. It's a good bit of fun. Anyway, that's it from me, so thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye. Go on, Formula 1 car, jump! Hey, I think we got some airtime that time. The suspension didn't like it. I think we may have got some airtime. In fact, the suspension really didn't like it. I think the car's slightly broken. It is. Whoopsie! I broke into Formula 1 car.